Wow, did the Oilers ever spank the Golden Knights last night? In last night's game 2 between the Edmonton Oilers and the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Edmonton would come into this game with a completely different demeanor than what we saw in game 1. And to be honest, that was to be expected after their game 1 loss. Considering the Oilers also have not lost 2 games in a row since February, a performance like this was just waiting to happen. It's like every time the Oilers lose a game, there's a flame lit under their asses and they completely trample their opponents. Unlike in game 1, the Oilers were ready for this one straight out of the gate, racking up 20 shots and 4 goals in the first. The scoring would open early on the power play as Draisaitl finds a loose puck and puts it home. The Oilers' second goal, again on the power play, would come from Evan Bouchard, who unleashes an absolute rocket of a shot. And this was all created because of Draisaitl's play. He literally made the box of the Vegas Golden Knights tighten because they just did not want him to score. Connor McJesus would make it 3-0 with a shorthanded breakaway, where he just completely outworked the Vegas defender. To make it 4-0, who else but Draisaitl is the man who receives a pass from Yamamoto and scores to end the scoring in the first. Now let's just take a second here to talk about Draisaitl. I know I made a video on him already and how amazing he is performing, but holy smokes, he now has 13 goals in his last 8 games. Something we haven't seen since Yarri Kurri did it in 1985. That was almost 40 years ago. He has 6 goals in his last 2 games, and he also became the 3rd fastest player to 75 playoff points in NHL history. Like, come on, how can you stop this guy? The game would end 5-1 as Connor McDavid would score another power play goal in the second, and Barbashev would score early in the third for Vegas. This game really came down to Edmonton's big boys once again. They came into this game on a mission, and they succeeded. Edmonton was especially good on the special teams tonight. Power play and penalty kill were superb. Skinner also had an amazing game and looked very comfortable in net. He made some big saves when the Oilers needed him to the most. Even though the Oilers are lacking some depth scoring, I feel like all 4 of Edmonton's lines played great this game, and they were hard on the forecheck and the backcheck and gave up very few chances to Vegas. I mean, do the depth forwards even need to score if Draisaitl and McDavid are producing like this? Yes, and that's because there are going to be some important games down the stretch where McDavid and Draisaitl might get shut down completely, and this is where guys like Nugent Hopkins, Nurse, and Kane are really going to need to step it up. And as this game obviously turned into a blowout, this game also turned into a rough one, and man, was it entertaining. A total of 72 hits were laid out, and a total of 124 penalty minutes were given out to the teams. A lot of fights and a lot of scrums. My personal favorite has to be when Kane just starts feeding body shots to Kolazar during one of the scrums. It was just hilarious and it was awesome. I feel like this is good for the Oilers as they have more grit than they did in previous years. And that's really the reason why I believe they have a good shot at the cup. Well, their grit along with McDavid and Draisaitl, of course. They are just an overall better team than they have been in the past. But let me know what your thoughts are on the Oilers' chances at winning the cup, or you think has the best chances at winning, down in the comments below. With that being said, this is Gus signing out.